Now, the factory ahead is levers, which is quite possibly the main factory around here, has been for years. And it is, of course, levers who started here with the Sunlight soap. Hence, it's known as Sunlight Way. But that's not what we're here for today. It is related though. Now, the first thing you notice as you travel down the A41 from Chester towards Birkenhead is this sign. And some rather more interesting buildings to the left, which give a hint to where we're going. By the way, the River Park signposted to the right on the roundabout. That's a place we're going to at a later date. So anyway, at the roundabout, you take a left. And then we enter Port Sunlight. This was a model village built by Lord Leverhulme, who started levers, to house the workers at his soap factory, where they made Sunlight soap. So let's take a little tour around Port Sunlight. And as you can tell from the fact that I'm in a mobility scooter, we're going to be taking the disability friendly viewpoint. Now, what Lord Leverhulme wanted for his workers was a healthy amount of open spaces. And so a lot of Port Sunlight has these wonderful green areas, these tended verges, but it all looks pristine, sort of like a Victorian town planner's wet dream. And of course, you had to build pubs. So here's the bridge in. I went for a first date there years and years and years ago. Over 20 years ago. Probably close to 30. Scary. As with anywhere, crossing the road is the biggest challenge. Right, we want to go across there. Wow, look at that. On Sunday there's a giant flea market where you sell giant fleas. Daffodils still, and tulips. I love tulips. Anyway, this is Hume Hall. This is the car park of Hume Hall, but that there in front of you is Hume Hall, which doesn't look so impressive here, but basically it's like the community hall and so on. We'll come back to that. We have other places to see. Now, of course, This being quintessential British model village. Your spiritual well-being matters as well. And so we get a church. But we're not here for the church, we're here for a general tour. Now, morning. Even the war memorial is done on a grand scale. To the left, just up ahead, is the garden centre. Now, living on in way up Biggs, we've got a big step. Oh, there's the garden centre, which is very popular. Now, to live here, you actually have to apply and get permission, etc, etc, etc. And there's quite a queue, by all accounts. Sorry. Making a nuisance of myself. Right. Now there are various pathways and parkways, and we've got rose beds. I'll just let you have a quick look. People walking their dogs. Try not to spook the dogs. And all of this is tended by an army of gardeners. So you can well understand why it is a very popular place on the Wirral to live. Up ahead, Lady Lever Art Gallery. Do I really need to tell you what's in there? Now, anyone visiting Port Sunlight, I would recommend a visit to this place. This is the Port Sunlight Museum, and basically it is, as it says on the tin, it is a building built in 1913, as was a lot of Port Sunlight was early 20th century, and the museum tells the story of Sunlight soap. You can buy some original Sunlight soap, and also they have the first of the cottages on the right. You can actually go in, and it is made up like the workers' cottages were back in the day when the village was built. So it's quite a recent thing, but it's definitely part of the entire fabric of the area, and it's why I thought it would be nice to bring you for a look around. It's not a bad place. Imagine waking up to this every day, and you're in the middle of the Wirral. Anyway, let's cross the road. So, if you visit Port Sunlight, do visit the museum. I would recommend it. And it does have a gift shop, which can fleece you just as well as any in London. Right. The advantage of being on a mobility scooter, especially an off-roady type mobility scooter, is you can sit to have a drink and your seat's already with you. The other thing about Port Sunlight, apart from the fact that you have to pretty well keep everything as neat as everything else, the architecture varies. So as we go around, you'll see various different styles, from this faux Tudor so if you think of yourself as a worker at Levers making your Sunlight soap, and you end up with a house here, you've not done bad for yourself at all, really, have you? It has schools, it has the church, it has a community hall, an art gallery, station, it really is a remarkable little village, smack in the middle of suburban Wirral, like a little oasis. All right. So I'm just going to carry on scootering around so that you can have a good look around the village. Because usually when you're in a car, you're scooting around pretty fast. You don't really get a chance to look around. In some ways, this place reminds me of Port Miriam. You could definitely film a series of The Prisoner here. In fact, you'd have, although the architecture doesn't vary quite so much. I mean, look at that, isn't that lovely? So we're skirting around the edges now. This village. I do like the faux Tudor most. Although of course it's all 20th century. They even had a little narrow gauge line to move all the building materials. Now this is Bebington Station. We're right at the edge of the village now, so I'm going to go back in. And here's another pub, the Railway Inn, naturally enough. So we're right on the edge. Turning back in, I'm going to go this way so you can have a look at this little crescent of cottages, and they are basically all cottages. Isn't it lovely? The Duke of York cottages were opened on 31st of May 1934 by His Majesty King George VI when Duke of York. So the late Queen's dad opened this, but you wouldn't have thought 1934. You would have thought 1884. The only problem with all these trees is there's lots of little midges underneath. So everything has to be kept neat and tidy. As Lord Leverhulme would have wanted. There is like a housing association. The embankment to the right is the Wirral line railway. Sorry for all the jiggling about. We are going along a paved area consisting, from the looks of it, of large slate slabs. There goes a train towards Bromborough. So as you can see, we're right on the edge of the village. So not only have you got a place that actually makes things, but you've got management that actually cared about where the people who work there are going to live. How very Victorian. Now, I didn't really walk around here much when I could walk. Now, if we carry on up this way, we come to the Gladstone Theatre. Yes, there's a theatre as well. Pretty sure there's a library. So spiritual, cultural, community, well-being, all thought out in the design of Port Sunlight Village. Just up ahead on the right is Port Sunlight Station. Now, obviously, that is the place where people can catch the train to various other places, the exotic pleasures of New Brighton or West Kirby. And again, to our left is the garden centre. Oh, looks like she's letting me across. Thank you. Rather generous. So we carry on skirting around the edge of the village. The other thing about this place is that all of a sudden the aggression of elsewhere that has crept in subsides somewhat. The flag shaggers aren't allowed to stick their Union Jacks on every strip lamppost. And you feel safe to walk, whatever your age, unless there's an idiot on a mobility scooter flying up behind you. Ahem. So here we are approaching Port Sunlight Station, which was obviously had a dual purpose because there's a railway system at Levers next door, and this was also a place where the goods could be brought to the line for shipment elsewhere. All thoughtfully planned out and thought out. The sun's getting warmer. So opposite the station you've got these little tea rooms. I'll just stop for a second so you can have a look. There you go. Tea rooms. So you really do have everything. And up ahead is with a big clock on the front so the workers know what time they're supposed to be there. Is the Sunlight Factory. And on my left is the Nettle community here. So there you go. When you come to work, you've got this big clock to tell you you're late. And here is the Gladstone Theatre. Let's see what's coming up. We've got, of course, something related to the Beatles, probably a tribute band. Go West, Peter Cook, is it? Cox. Sweeney Todd, a production of, and Sister Act. And just to the right, we've got a bowling green and a match underway. So this is, this is Lever House. The entrance to the works. Let's carry on our tour. So that's where the stuff was made. Right, can I get up on the left? I've got flies flown into my eyes, which is... Oh yes, I can. Right, let's go up here. Oh, look at this. How's that for a fire station? It is now a museum. But the whole area is full of little details like this. Bit of a gallery now. Right. Back into the village, and there's something I want to show you. If I can work out how to get in there. I think we'll have to go down this way. So heading back into the village, and to my left is one of the main features of the village, which is effectively big gardens. I'm not going to try and go over that bridge, but that's but if I can, I will go under it for you. Right, this is what I wanted to show you. Isn't this delightful? So in the middle of the village, near the factory, is this little sunken garden where you can sit and enjoy the summer sun. Now I think this is the best time to come down here because you've got all those daffodils. And of course, with trees around, there's the obligatory squirrels. Lots and lots of them. And all the best for it. Wow, there really are a lot. I can count 6. Anyway, isn't this lovely? Right, I've got to reverse because I can't go up the steps. Let's just sit and contemplate for a few moments. Isn't it lovely? So there endeth the brief tour of Port Sunlight. Obviously there's various other areas of the village, but I think you've got a taste of it. When people say Britain is still as great as it was, I can't see many current employers building a little village so that their workers have a pleasant place to live as well as work. Hats off to Lord Leverhulme. Right, as you come out from Port Sunlight, back to the roundabout on the A41. And wait for the traffic, but we're going straight across to a relatively new feature called River Park. This is one of those crossings you do take a deep breath before you tackle it. Right. It's weird going the wrong way round a roundabout, even as a pedestrian. Anyway, this is gets to do a bit of off-roading now. Thank you. Right, dead ahead is River Park. Now this is only recently, and I mean last 20 years, been constructed from wasteland and landfill and all the nasty stuff. There's a dog coughing. I thought it was the trolley, the scooter then. Right. Now, I can't remember. I've only been up here once. And I never thought I'd be able to go up here again because it was one hell of a challenge to walk up here when I was fit. Well, not fit, but I'd had my stroke, which I thought it was a stroke, turned out to be the MS. What I can't remember is, can we still get access in a scooter? Anyway, the park is straight ahead. I can't for the life of me remember how you get in. Oh, go right. Okay. So let's go right. Oh yes. Down to the bottom. Oh, there's new houses being built. So like I said, this is a new feature on the Wirral. But a very welcome one. So remember, that's straight off the roundabout by the new ferry bypass. Here we go, onto the road. Oh, power. You've landed yourself a nice home in somewhere reasonably nice here. Sorry. Anyway, so this is River Park. I think we can go down a couple of gears. And I came down here when I first got my Ickle drone. Ooh, it's going to be closed at 4 o'clock, the car park. I think I've got plenty of time. Right, how do I get in? So this is officially Port Sunlight River Park. And as I said, this is a new feature. Right, okay, there are maps, but we like the capacity to get lost. And again, the Scoozy should come into its own here. Sorry. Yeah, this was a struggle to walk up. But you can fly up on this. This is much easier. Oh, I never thought I'd be able to come up here again. The joys of mobility scooter. Anyway, it's a long and winding road. Oh, thank you. I never thought I'd be able to come up here again. So here we go. What you do get up here are some spectacular views. So if you do come to Port Sunlight and you've got the energy to handle this pack, and let's face it, it is something of a trek. It is worth it though, because you're climbing well above all the houses in the surrounding area. I did come up here with the drone last time. Oh, the blossom on the trees is just lovely. Oh, another hairpin. And again, this is another area to explore. Can I get round? Yes, just. Flying up the hill, as you do. Oh, I do feel guilty being able to do this. Oh, dear. Anyway, let's pause for a moment. Give you a quick look at the view to the right. Okay, so we're up here. Look at that view. So there's Port Sunlight, the village. These are the new builds. I told you it was worth coming up here. Right, let's carry on up the track. Oh, what a day for this though. The weather forecast said there's going to be a high pollen count. I can vouch for that. Now, I didn't have the energy to explore this properly last time. Right, I'm going to give you various looks at various views. So, if we go this way, we have Port Sunlight. And the new builds are just in front, and up the back there is Port Sunlight. There's the Sunlight factory. Okay, so that's one view. Ooh, properly off-roading. This is what the Scusi S800 was designed for. Right, now, looking up ahead, there's the River Mersey. I'll get you a better view. Oh, there's a tugboat. Isn't this worth the climb? And up ahead, you will start to see the sights of Liverpool. So, there's the Anglican Cathedral dead ahead. There's the Anglican Cathedral, and to the right there is the Catholic Cathedral, which is a new build after the war, because the old one was bombed. You've got the Radio City Tower. You've got some of the horrendous buildings they've been sticking on this waterfront, and in the distance, I'll show you a bit more. Right. Dead ahead, I don't know if you can see, but you've got the red cranes for Liverpool docks on the right. You've got the new waterfront, you've got Albert Dock. On the left, you've got Birkenhead docks, and to this side of it, there's a white building just to the left there. I don't know if you can see. That is Camel Aids Shipbuilders, and it looks like one of the ferries doing the tourist bit is crossing the river. It's either that or a tug. It's hard to tell from this distance. I apologise. Back in the old days, the river was never this quiet. Oh, I think I'll have a drink whilst we're here. So this is an all new. This has not been here for long, and it's wonderful. Let's explore. That's what we're here for. Now, this is a place where people come to walk, so I feel guilty, even though I wish I could walk. And it's a really pleasant place to be on a day like this, where there's no wind. You've got warm, there's a very slight breeze. Is this not a very fine way to spend an afternoon? I don't know how extensive this place is. Let's find out.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Come on, out the way.
Okay, there's a footpath to the right. We'll explore that later. Let's see how far this goes. So obviously I've not been through all of this. Last time I came, I could barely climb the hill, and by the time I reached the top, the drone did all the work. I don't know what happened to that drone footage. I'll try and dig it out. Or I might even pop back one day with the drone and get some footage from here, so you can have a good look from the air. Anyway, this was all landfill, as I understand it. And if you're going to do landfill and landscape it afterwards, this is what you should do with it. Because this has to be to the good of everyone. So we're coming right down to the waterfront. Looks like the tide's going out. Now I really have not been down here, so I don't know where we're going. No, it's alright, don't stop. Okay, so down here is River Mersey Walk. Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh no, sorry, it's my fault. Cheers. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but isn't that blossom fantastic? Now I'm just going to carry on filming until the camera runs out. There's a little lake to the right. Are we actually filming? Definitely are now. So it's a little lake to the right, going through all the cherry blossom. Isn't that lovely? Now, someone try and convince me that spring isn't the best time of year. This is my favourite time of year because look at this. 1, it's getting warmer. 2, the winter's over. And 3, blossom. And I don't know, I've not been here before. Right. I tell you what.
Go that way, it takes you around the lake.
Right.
Go that way, only go so far, then you got a big steep hill.
Oh, this is all testing this out. Sorry?
Which way did you come in?
That's a very good question.
The car park? Did you come into the big car park?
Yeah.
Right. Do you want to get back there now or not?
No, I'm exploring.
Right.
So I'll go that way.
Go that way and you come back around. And if you keep on this one, on keep your left, you'll take you right along the
river.
The river.
You go down
Right.
the river walk, there's a cafe on the
So
corner.
you guys sort of volunteers or?
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm just doing something for YouTube, you see. I'm just doing like a guide. And I'm also testing this because I've only had it a few days. It's supposed to be an off-road one.
You can tow a mower on this.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I feel guilty now, but I tell you, I haven't been able to come back here since I had the MS. And because I couldn't handle the hill. So this is the first time I've come back. And I'm feeling guilty now because I'm just buzzing around. This is so easy.
Yeah.
It's dead comfortable as well.
It looks it as well, yeah.
So it's a cracking thing.
It's a good one,
You
like.
can mug him.
Got to catch me
Get a
first.
trailer on the back now and you'll be right then.
I tell you, that's an idea, yeah. Although they say in the instructions you're not allowed to.
Oh.
I'm not doing that. But yeah, so I'm just doing a little guide for YouTube. I do
Yeah.
like a travel channel, and I thought, do disability-friendly places, and obviously, if I can get here on this, then someone else can.
Watch, don't flap your back.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
No, it's all right. It's just automatic. See, if I do that, the lights go off.
Yeah.
But basically, if it's in a certain gear, the lights will stay on automatically. But we're nearly half. This has got a 30-mile range, so yeah.
Hi, good boy.
So is it like a community thing, or is it
Pots on Ed River Park.
right?
We got a ranger and we have a volunteer Wednesday and Tuesday mornings as well. Don't we?
So this is all part of the Port Sunlight
River Park.
River Park,
Yes.
yeah.
Owned by the Land Trust, not to do with the council.
So this is the land trust.
Yeah.
So was this landfill at
This
one
was a
time? I thought it was.
landfill site, yeah.
Yeah, because I've lived here all my life. My dad worked at Camel Leads, and
My dad
so
did,
yeah. Well, it's either Leads or Port Sunlight or
27 years in Port Sunlight.
yeah. But yeah, it's good to see that they've done something like this. It is a lovely place, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, I will go and explore the river.
You go and enjoy this.
Is there like a website that people can find out about this?
Just put in the River Park.
River
Port
Park.
Sunlight River Park.
Right,
It's on Google, isn't it? It's on Google, yeah.
right.
Or Facebook.
Right, I'll just wait for these people and then I'll scoot
If you
off.
follow the path round, it splits. If you take the left-hand path and go down, that takes you onto the river walk.
Right,
And just straight along.
Out all the way out there.
Sit out, and it takes you to the cafe. You sit and have a nice cup of coffee and look across the river.
right, and then if you come back, it comes
If you
back
if you
through
come
here.
back the other way past the cafe, just follow the path down. It brings you back to the car park.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you very
Just
much.
go out the other exit, not come back on yourself.
Yeah. Okie doke. Cheers, guys.
You take care, mate.
I will. If you hear a splash, it's gone wrong. Well, there you go. So there's a water treatment works on the left. I won't excite you too much about that. But we're now skirting around, as the gentleman explained. Skirting around a little lake. I think I must be upwind because it isn't smelly. Probably spoke too soon, but anyway. Thank you. Isn't it nice in modern times that people are being polite and nice and friendly? That's what it's all about. So much easier. Nobody asks what your politics are. They just smile. Sorry folks, cheers.
Right.
Thank you.
Trolley there.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Cheers. You know what? I ought to go back up on the top and take some photos. I'm in the land of the midges. I'm going to be bit to buggery. Thank you. Right. So left takes you down by the river, right takes you back up. That's what the men said, so let's go back up. Thank you. This is where we find out there's a gate. Right. Now I came down there, so I'm going to go along here. Let's have a look along here. Hope you're enjoying this. I certainly am. Oh. I definitely couldn't have walked this. And to be fair, the scooter is having absolutely no trouble here. Isn't it marvellous? Do you know what? I wouldn't even want to do this on a bike. I feel like such a fraud. Anyway, enough of my imposter syndrome. Oh, this is good. This is very good. Look at that blue sky. You know what? I'll have to come back here a few times, I think. So now it's barely slowed down for these hills. Right. Let's take some photos. Right. This is supposed to head to a picnic area. So this must be where the cafe is that they were talking about. Yep. It looks like you can get here by car as well. The River Park Heritage Centre. So having found the cafe, this must be the Riverside Walk. Now even I could handle this in my cycling days. Thank you. Now the long climb back up to the top. Oh, listen to that bird song. Hello. It is. So back up the way we went before. And that appears to be the entirety. Well worth a little walk. If you can walk, which I can't, but all the same, you know what I mean. I'll have to come back here. Very nice. Well, I am in